Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Uncut. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this, my second channel, then be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with all the uncut debates. So in a moment I'm going to pass you over to the panel. So we've just finished out our live show in the real time. Obviously if you're tuning in at 4 AM or 0400 GMT in the UK, then good to have you. Be sure to subscribe and maybe even hit the super chat, which runs alongside these premiering shows when they first go out. So as I say, I'm now going to hand over to our panel and say a quick hello to all of them. So how are you guys all doing? I haven't actually said hello to you yet, have I?
Yeah, hiya.
That
sounds awful.
He pulled her down the stairs in the nude in front of her kids and then dumped her there because she wouldn't have sex with him or something. So goes the story.
Golden's Bennett.
So
I'll give you all a proper introduction in a minute.
She wouldn't lie too, because women never lie.
When I do the live show, when I actually start live, I'll give you all a proper introduction, which will be in about, I don't know, minute and a half.
All right.
Weird. But it's been a good show. 600th. Been and gone. Nobody cared.
Yeah, I missed it. I'm sorry. I'll watch the replay, you know. So it'll be all right. We were hanging out with Arwin for a little bit.
Yep. Looks like Jamie's going to be on today, but he's not talking flat Earth.
What's going to be left?
That'll be interesting. Yeah, listen to what Jamie's got to say.
He wants to talk about conspiracies and our fires here in California. I took a video of our fire. They're pretty bad here.
That's well worth the subject.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they're live, and there's also a PayPal link in the info box below this video. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. But please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by The Plain Truth, Sleeping Warrior, Ranty Flat Earth, Jose, Flat Earth Vegan Goy, Event Horizon, Eric, Warren and Arwin. Good to have you all.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Wookie noises. Right, on a serious note, gentlemen, are there any signs of curvature?
No.
Well, I saw a Travis video just on my show at the end, and it kind of did look a bit curved. But yeah, we were looking through a airplane window, basically, or Travis was. That was on the upside of the tube of the airplane, so it would bound to distort everything coming through that glass in a sense that it would show a slight curvature in the globe variety. But then I speculated, what if there was a similar type of window on the bottom side of the airplane, and if you would look through that, wouldn't the Earth look a little concave? You did that?
Right, It's all about getting that 360 degree. If you think you see a slight curve out of an airplane window, does that curve continue all the way around you? Well, no, because obviously it'd be lower on the other side of the plane. So you've only got to turn your head and look out the other side and see that you've got exactly the same situation with the horizon on both sides of the plane.
Exactly.
So any signs of axial rotation of specifically the Earth-based variety?
No.
No, none at all.
Any evidence that you can have a gas pressure without a container for all those idiots that believe that they've got a vacuum of space? A vacuum of space beyond the gas pressure we all know and love?
Absolutely not.
No way.
Never. Not even if they...
If they want to keep space, it has to be a dome.
I don't think you shouldn't describe your spouse as vacuous.
No, I didn't. It was just
Depends
a slip of the
on
tongue.
the
It wasn't
nature.
Freudian.
Sorry.
But any evidence, scientifically speaking, of the gravity? G.
No.
No.
Signs, yeah. Signs.
No.
Scientific evidence, no.
No signs.
Yeah, signs.
Relative density
Signs.
is all we
No,
see.
Signs is very broad.
Just relative density, are we? Nothing more.
No, there's
There's
no other
nothing
side.
more.
Oh, come on, don't be a dumbass.
Nothing more, just
Don't
relative.
be a denialist dumbass.
Not being a
All these
denier,
things
just
I
prove some
described
assertions
are
that you
there.
claim are these
All
signs.
these
and then
things
you
I
can have them.
described are there, right? You just don't prove that gravity is a unified thing, but they are there. So
I agree.
science, yes.
The
Science,
effects of
yes.
relative
Scientific
density.
evidence, no.
I can't be bothered arguing with you. You can have it.
Yeah. No, you don't need to bother arguing with me because I have it.
So you say. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You can't
moving on.
counter that argument.
Any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
Yeah, there's some artifacts that they might be there.
What, in textbooks? Nice
Yeah,
drawings.
in logic, we can feel it. It's definitely there.
Did they drill into the
else?
lava yet?
Anybody else with evidence of the molten iron core at the centre of the presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
Just pretty pictures in atlases, that's about it.
Nada. Negatory.
What about the distance to the sun?
It is
There
done.
is no distance to the sun.
There is. No.
None.
Negative.
And last but not least, the very elusive R value. Any evidence of Earth radius?
Yeah, I see it all the time in the curve calculators, already plugged in there.
Hey, listen, I have seen evidence of a missing R.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna repeat it because it came right up at the very end of the last show, and I want to reference it to Miles so we can say it's in the first 2 minutes of the show. If I screen share, Nathan, I promise I'll only be 2 minutes.
Okay.
This is courtesy of Ranty. Ranty spotted this before, and I hadn't even thought. Hang on a sec.
Shut up!
There's never going to be a single presentation from Anthony where it doesn't have an interruption from a dog barking and then him sound sharp.
It's the little dog. She thinks she's rock hard. That's the problem with her. She thinks she's rock hard and she has to prove herself. Right. So, Miles Davis. Yeah. Pain in the ass. Right. So, Miles Davis's claim. Obviously, this is his claim. And what I noticed is these turbines on the hills on the right-hand side. And Ranty said, just running through the curve calcs. And I hadn't even thought about it. But when we did that, it became apparent that there's a problem for Miles to address. So let me just quantify the problem so that Miles is easily aware. He says he doesn't watch, but we know he does. These turbines are from the place where he's at, the Traplain Law place. I've located them to be on this hill here. So this little nest of turbines, the last two that we see there represent these two that are here, because they line up perfectly with this stanchion. They're just off to the right of the stanchion, and these two there represent these two turbines here. And the total distance for them is a value of 53.7 miles. If we put the feet in that he's at, he's about 650 feet above the water, according to the Ordnance Survey maps, roughly there or thereabouts. And when you calculate that, the turbines, or the base that the turbines are on, should be 336 feet below the curvature of the Earth. So what that means is, let's go back to his little calculator thing.
Yeah, but what height's the hill that they're on, though?
335
meters or feet.
It's 1,000 feet, so it's about 335 feet, isn't it? 369. Yeah, it's about 335 feet. So basically, on that curve calculator,
meters.
335 meters. Yeah. But the point is the curve calculators are saying that they should be hidden by 330. The base that they sit at, where it meets, in other words, the horizon, should be 336 feet below the horizon. It's hidden by the curve of the Earth. So when we look at the video, what that means is that this base where this turbine is supposed to be at is behind the curve of behind the curve. The horizon should be below the horizon. It shouldn't be seen. So Miles has staked his channel on this, and he said he's going to become a flat earther if he's wrong. He says this is impossible if the Earth's flat. The problem he's got is these turbines, the base where these turbines meet the land, that land should be below the horizon because it's blocked by the curvature of the Earth. So Miles has said that he'll become a flat earther and he'll delete all of his channel content if this can turn out to be explained on a flat Earth. Well, whatever the explanation is, then none of this horizon should exist. And if it should exist, it should be basically on the horizon because you might get a little tippy tops peeking through. But actually what Miles is claiming is some, I don't really understand how it's doing what it's doing, but we know that these turbines, the base of these turbines should be below the curvature of the Earth. It should be obstructed. So these things, if you should see them at all, given that there's a thing in the way there, we shouldn't even see these turbines, Miles. So you're going to have to address how this is possible because it appears that you've basically shot yourself in the foot. These mountains shouldn't be seen if the Earth's a ball. I'd like to know how you get around that, please.
I'm not sure that's entirely accurate.
Well, let's check it now.
Right, so if you hover over the land, what elevation does it say Google Earth is there?
I've checked it on the Ordnance Survey. It's accurate. 1,000 feet.
So that's 1,000 feet above sea level, the base of that turbine.
Yeah, let's change it to meters because he's working in meters.
Yeah.
320.
320 meters, right. So the top of that hill,
320 meters.
What's the curve calc say? How much should be missing?
So the distance is a set 53.7 and he's about 650 feet above water, according to what it says. So it's
switch to metric.
It's because you've not put it in, you've not switched metric over from meters, from imperial.
All right.
So now it's 102 meters. So what he's saying is a third of that hill should be gone, not all of the hill.
High height's 200 feet, 200 meters. Distance is that, calculate, hidden height, 100 meters. Oh, right, so have I missed, right, okay, so the turbine should only be...
So it's saying that you should still see the base of the turbines, but 100 meters of the hill is missing. So if we can get an identification on what height those turbines are, we can be able to scale it back down and check that out, because we can see the hill that it's on.
Oh, right, so I've misread that, then, have I?
Yeah.
So the height of the hill's 300 meters. Is that what we just said?
Yeah.
But the curve calcs say that 100 meters should be hidden.
Yeah.
So it should be down to 200 meters.
Yeah. So if those turbines are, well, we need to get an elevation for those, well, a height of those turbines, and then we should be able to scale it down to get a height of how much we're actually seeing of that hill.
I don't know how you'd find that. That must be a golf course, judging by that, I'm guessing. Oh, that's weird. What are all them?
A lot of sand traps if that's a golf course.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was a golf course because they all look like sand traps, but...
It's a weird layout for a golf course.
That is weird. What the hell is that?
And what are the rings? Like, there's a ring around a lot of them, or half of them.
I think that's an alien landing base.
Anyway...
No, can't you see? It's a bacterial infection.
It's bloody weird, that. I've got to be honest. I've never seen that before. See what we can see what they are from the roadside. Oh, it doesn't do it on that street. He does. Anyway, it doesn't
maybe
matter.
they're getting ready to build houses there, and then that's excavation. Yeah, it looks like excavation or something. Oh, it's just a farm.
That's a lot of work, though, isn't it? For whatever reason.
It looks like a farm.
Anyway. Well, I'll
yeah.
I'm gonna go on mute because someone's ringing me, so I'll catch you guys in a sec.
Okay.
So what does that leave us? Where does that leave us, Ranty?
Well, I think that leaves us with yeah. I mean, we still see the hill in their curve calcs, but we should be able to scale the hill if we know the height of the turbines. Will we be able to find that out? It's probably unlikely. Who knows? But let me have a look at that image again. Give me 5 minutes to have a look. I've not looked at his work at all, this Miles Davis, for ages. So give me 10 minutes just to have a quick look over it, and I'll see what I can come up with.
Fair enough. So,
there is a standard. There's a roughly 328 feet is a, let's see, industrial wind turbines, blah, blah, blah. The widely used GE 1.5 megawatt model adds up to 328 feet. If these are a standard used turbine.
Jolly good.
Bloody jolly.
Say again?
I say bloody jolly.
Indeed. So, who of you lot were on the early bird show? How did that go?
Pretty good. I don't know. Arwin, why don't you comment?
These calm little moments that you can use to plug your show, Arwin.
Yeah. My take on it was pretty good. I jumped in after it started, maybe 10-15 minutes after, and Eric and Arwin were chatting about 5G and the technology communications that's going on. Actually,
no, not really 5G.
It was interesting.
We were talking about this apparent Tesla tower that's been constructed in Texas.
Yeah, right.
And apparently, I was just reading they're in. They should be in testing phase, but it's basically something they're. I don't know if you want to look into. What is it? Zedic? What the heck's it called? Hold on. Zenic wave. ZENNECK.
Okay.
Wireless communications and energy. Very interesting.
And you said the most interesting part is they talk everything about the satellites and the bouncing signals on space and all that stuff, right?
No, they don't. They're not talking anything about satellites. They do put globe in there and planet, but yeah, just on Wikipedia, I'm just reading Zenic wave or Zenic surface wave or Summerfield Zenic surface wave is an inhomogeneous or non-uniform electromagnetic plane wave incident at the complex Brewster angle, I have no idea what that is, onto a planar or spherical boundary. Of course, they had to put the sphere in there, so you know it works on a globe or a plane. Anyway.
Yeah, is this communication or is this directed energy weapon?
Well, we were talking. It could be, you know, they could throw microwaves over this thing, we suppose.
They certainly can turn all these wind towers up to 1,000 watts and kill everyone within 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, deep fry the shit out of our brains too.
Yeah.
Aren't they just like an array of Wi-Fi antennas, like your domestic antenna, but just like more of them?
Yeah, there's more of them, and if they crank, I'm a ham radio operator, top class, and a network engineer, and I'll just let you know, if they crank those up to full power, you will die very quickly.
So you being a ham radio operator, can you bounce signals to the moon specifically with the type of technology?
We can do something that appears that it's a moon bounce. Whether or not it's a moon bounce, who knows?
Right, now tell the audience how many watts your amplifier is.
Well, I don't have a amplifier, but typically they run about 1,500 watts. If you're running HF, if you're running microwave, only about 25 watts.
So, do you, in your understanding of the physics and the inverse square law, anticipate that a 1,500 watt amplifier could get a signal? What is it, 230,000 miles?
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Doesn't seem like it's going to go 250,000 miles, so now does it?
No, I don't think so.
So let's say you're pointing and apparently bouncing signals off the moon, and you move it outside that moon, you know, the degrees that you are pointing at. Does the signal bounce back, or what happens? Is it the same?
No, my only experience with moon bounce is is reading CQ magazine. So that, we all do different things. I'm not one of these people that does all this stuff. I've not talked to the. They have had people supposedly talk to the space shuttle, but you never know because, or in the ISS, but whether or not that actually goes to we can also connect to telephones. And so who knows where in reality those signals are actually going. We don't know.
Nice. Maybe you want to explore a little bit, just trying to specifically try to bounce that signal to the moon and then go off the moon path to see if you get the signal back or what.
Sorry, that'd be fine if you want to buy me an amplifier and a radio and an antenna because I live in the ghetto right now. Okay, I live in the ghetto and I don't have radios at this moment.
This is all in theory because it's only that distance if you assume R. So it's only in the heliocentric bullshit religion world that it's that ludicrous distance away and a physical object. So it may very well be the case that you could bounce something off it. But we've got no idea what it is or how far away it is.
Yeah. Because I've been, like David came in one day, he said, I've been talking to the ballers over there and they say you can bounce signals, to the moon and you can do the math and because of the speed of whatever the radio signals, then you can conclude that it's a physical object that far away that they tell us it is. I mean, it's not that I believe it. It makes sense, their explanation, but I don't have any radios or to do any kind of this little test,
Yeah, I mean it's amazing because here in California and most of the so-called states, if the so-called sunspots are correct and the weather is right, one can talk to Japan on as little as 5 or 10 watts. On other days, you can't talk to Japan with 1,500 watts.
Yes. Interesting. So what do you have if you say you're a qualified ham radio operator? You just qualified but don't have any of your own equipment, right?
Yeah, I took all the tests. I got up to 22 words a minute with the Morse code, and you just have to know how an amplifier, how a transceiver works. That's about it. It's not really all that difficult. And they give you the piece of paper that says that some authorities have given you permission to run a radio station. That's all it is. Anybody can do it. All the questions are available, so it's not like rocket science. The hardest part for me was doing the Morse code. Which we don't have to do anymore.
Good stuff.
Good stuff, yes, sir, indeed.
Say again, Jose?
Yeah, good.
It's pretty fun, though. I mean, back in the day, what we're doing here, it was only available if you knew Morse code, and maybe you could do a little voice, but otherwise, we wouldn't be talking to people all over the flat Earth, or whatever it is. It was a lot of fun.
Mobile phone drop.
Yeah, we get that.
Well, there's a gap on the panel while the others scramble to get their mobile phone connections back.
Nathan.
Horizon, is that a full panel again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yep.
Nathan.
Hello.
If I put my webcam on, can you share it?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What we got there? Broomstick.
Is that your wife?
Hello.
Hey, bro, your girlfriend. Okay.
I'm Jamie Brown. I think the Earth might be a ball. Why do you think that, Jamie? I'm not quite sure. Have you seen any evidence of that curvature? No, but it just makes sense. Okay, no worries. Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks to Jamie and Anthony.
Pardon?
I said a thanks to Jamie and Anthony.
Yeah. He just stopped by while he was on his way looking for some curve.
So what's the deal with Jamie Brown then? Has he gone back to the ball?
I'm not sure. I've heard rumours that he said he's gone back to the ball, but I don't know why people think it, and I don't know why he thinks it. I can only assume he's not been watching the show, because if he's having doubts about whether or not it might be not a sphere, then I can only assume he's not been watching this show. And on that basis, he must be having moments where he's thinking, But let's be honest, we're in the strongest position we've ever been in, and we've got no doubts that it's definitely not a sphere.
Well,
yeah, I'm literally being asked by you to tame it down so that they can at least have a little bit of a chance, or at least think they've got a fighting chance.
Yeah.
Well, he's doing a show today after Nathan, so if anybody wants to go over there and chat him up and figure out what's going on. But,
well, I'll try him up.
I don't understand it, because it's like I'm asking Nathan to allow them to beg the question just so we can have the debate. And it's like, no, why should I? And I'm like, I agree, but if we don't, then there's not a debate, and there isn't really a debate. But Jamie's like questioning it, and I'm like, wonder why he's questioning it. I don't
Riley,
really know.
go in there to his chat when he's live and ask him for a link. Send him an email to see if he let you in to chat with him, man.
Well, I've not been into Jamie's chat since we fell out, so I'm not going to be going back in there at the minute. But
He doesn't do a panel, but you know, he pretty much talks to the chat. So you can go in there and talk to the chat. He's going to be on there.
Yeah, but I fell out with him when he allowed Pete Shea and some of the two other dudes to attack me about whether Patricia was a dude or not, and I was like, "What the hell are you doing, allowing that kind of nonsense on your show?" But I won't be coming back, and I never have done. I went back once because Pete was on, and I went on and attacked Pete for being a dick. Same topic. But I won't be going in.
If you catch him, I mean, not you, Riley, but if anyone catch him in a good mood, typing in the chat like, "Hey, I wanna jump in," you know, send me a Hangout link, and he might just send it to you. I went in twice, I think, to Jamie's show for a few minutes, just to have a word with him, to say hi to the people, and yeah, he sent me the link, so it's cool. Anybody can in.
Yeah, he seems pretty open-minded. So just you know, who knows what's going on in his life? Might be all kind of stuff, but. He's been very, you know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even have a show. So I'm very, you know, I thank Pete for him and everybody on his show.
Live and let live, man. If he wants to do something else, that's entirely his prerogative. I mean, I'm reading some of the comments in the chat right now. You're just like...
No, I'm fine with him having a change in heart. That's fine. I'm just curious as to what made him change his heart, because, like, there's that much evidence that's not supporting the sphere. It's like... Surely, if you've been in this like 2 years now, right on the front line like he is, I don't know how you can backslide. I don't know anybody that's backslid apart from Chris Monk. And even then, I don't think he was in the right place in the first place. Perhaps not. Maybe he was, or who cares? But point is that there's not that many people that backslide. And I just don't really know what evidence he's accepting that makes him think that it should be a ball.
Who says it's about evidence? Maybe it's a girl. Ever thought about that?
Yeah, I want to know what he knows now, because I want to go back to dancing the rainbows under the rain and watch TV, you know, and all that stuff.
Well, I've got a bit of information about those wind turbines if you're interested, Anthony.
I am.
Yeah,
I am.
We are.
Okay, so I found out where they are, and what they're called. They're called Earl's Burn Wind Farm. The hub height is 70 meters. I grabbed a screenshot. So this is all pretty rough, but I grabbed a screenshot and I was able to superimpose 4 lots of wind turbines down to the mist. So we're still not down to the actual water here. This is mist that's across the water. And so yeah, so I cut out this wind turbine here. So if I post another one in here, you'll see that it is an identical match for the turbine, 70 meters. So I've scaled 4 down to there. That's 280 meters down to that point there. And we're still not quite at the bottom because we've got the mist before it gets to the water. So essentially, it looks to me like we're seeing at least 280 meters of that hill. Now, that hill is only 300 meters. Is it, Anthony? Or 310?
320, I think it said.
320, so that's 40 meters difference. And yet the curvature calc says there should be 102 meters of curve. Well, that doesn't match up, and we're still not down to the bottom. So it's looking more like a flat Earth proof than a ball Earth proof.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think that
one thing. Sorry, Anthony. So I'd also like an accurate measure like this on screen now that we had to do, because the ballers are very fussy about us giving a very accurate representation of the height we were actually at. I'd like that from Miles.
Yeah, get your tape measure out, Miles, because that's what I had to do when you guys were questioning it.
So
hey,
yeah,
can I ask a question real quick, Reggie?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Hey, so I'm on the coast of California right now shooting the Anacapa Islands, and I'm just wondering, is there any way I can link up my camera to my phone and show you guys what I'm looking at, or no?
I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
What camera have you got?
You want to link up a separate camera to the phone?
Well, I've got my P900 aimed at some oil rigs and the islands, and I just wanted to show you guys. I'm going to try to process it later on, but
the only thing
Does
you
it
can
have
do is
Wi-Fi?
film the
You might be able to do
viewfinder.
it in Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. I'm not sure. One of the two might be able to link it up.
No, the
Well, that's why
simplest
I was
way is
asking-
to just
that's why I was
film your
asking Ramsey.
viewfinder, so it'll then validate that you're actually doing it. 'Cause I don't think the P900 has any capabilities to stream, but you can just film it, and then obviously you'd have to upload it later, what you've actually caught with the P900, but we'll see the viewfinder through your lens of your camera phone.
so what you're saying is to just use my phone and take a shot of my activity?
Yeah,
I'll just do that right
have a
now
look
with
at,
you guys.
show us what's in
just
the
gonna
lens
do that
of
right
the
now.
camera, and show us what's around on your camera phone. There we go.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
point your phone to the viewfinder. It'll be alright for now.
Turn it horizontal.
And then when you
Hold on,
upload the video,
Jose,
you know,
hold on,
you
hold
know.
on, Jose. Turn it horizontal. Turn your camera. This is horrible. Thank you.
All right, so you can see right there. There's an island right there in front of me. There's an island right there. We've got oil rigs all around. I got to get out here. I had a huge fiasco with the airline. They didn't ship my tripod, so I had to wait till Walmart opened up to get this tripod. Otherwise, I would have been out here when it was still dark. So anyway, so here's the oil rig that looks like it's closest to me right now.
Yep.
Light behind it.
That's an inferior mirage that's happening there, right in the middle of it.
All right, so now watch the. I'm gonna try to go over to the island. Sorry if this is kind of wonky. Yeah, look at that one. How about that?
Oh wow, that's trippy.
To be honest, that's a better horizon than Ranty gets.
I was
Yeah,
waiting
and
for
if
the
it wasn't so smoky out there from the fires, you'd have even
Right.
better.
Right.
But look
Well, I
at
think. Hold on.
inferior
I'm
mirages
just
are
gonna break
crazy.
it back a little bit.
Yeah, you can see
So
the sky.
right there, you've got a break between the entire land. I'd imagine.
Yep.
You
know,
got
but,
floaty land. That's what I originally said was floaty land, and now we work out it's something to do with the angle of observation.
And the inferior
So
mirage. The land
there's
is
the
behind it.
larger. There's the larger land. There's I'm gonna try to see my
Yeah,
camera.
it's the
Hold
Channel
on.
Islands.
Yeah.
beautiful colours. Shame about the cause.
Yeah, there's a mirroring again.
Look at that.
But now we know that the behind the mirror
What
is
is
the land.
that? A boat?
No,
That's
it's an oil rig.
Oh,
All right, so I'm gonna pan over right. Hold on. Sorry, I'm doing this with one hand and holding the other.
I know it's
All right, so
tricky.
there's the oil rig there. That's a larger channel island there. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. I can't. Hold on.
This is CGI, mate. CGI.
So the sun's just coming up right now. Anyway,
Isn't it weird though that when you look all over the world, this is what we all see: this inferior mirage that creates the blockage. Doesn't matter where we are. This is what happens.
that'll be interesting to find out what those are right there.
Before you cut your transmission, zoom out all the way out.
So just that, whatever that is, it's on the diffraction limit. So this is, zoom back into it. Sorry, Travis. I know you've just been asked to zoom out.
Okay.
But whatever it is in that limited angle and is being refracted down on itself. So it's doubling itself up for both of whatever these are.
This one looks a little bit farther away, right? Because it's got more space between it.
The same line that you would draw through
Move
that
your
mirage.
phone
Oh, go
just
back.
a little-
There you go. Look at that. You can see literally it's got a split in the middle of it now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
There you go. So this is on the diffraction limit.
That's because the sun. That's because the sun's rising.
I don't know.
Yeah, now, you're in Santa Barbara, are you?
No, I'm below Santa Barbara, just above Ventura State Beaches.
Okay, so you're
Can you
that's
keep an
about
eye on
30
these
miles out
things?
to the Channel Islands there.
Can you keep an eye on these, Travis?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And
It
what's
looks
this-
like, is there something traveling toward near it or further away?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, I don't know.
Are there lights on a boat?
Yeah, I saw that. I just don't know.
See, I
There's
paused your.
there's lots of aviation.
And there's one
boats
right there. There's one right there. You saw that?
Yeah.
Look right there. It goes between the lights, right? There's something that looks like it's traveling on the island behind the lights. But I'm going to get out here tomorrow when it's still dark and shoot while it's still dark.
Have you got any lighthouses that you can film in that location?
No, there's no lighthouses out here.
What's the state of the tide? Is it coming in, going out?
I didn't hear you.
Is the tide coming in or going out?
The tide? I think it's going out because here we've got the sand is wet, so I'd imagine it's going to be low. It's moving out. But right here, let's see, right there is what I can see with my eyes. That's the way it looks in my eyes right now. So that's about actual size, I would say.
Are you going to upload this onto your channel later?
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
Great. What's your channel name called?
The Plain Truth.
All one word or spaced?
I think I spaced it.
Okay, cool. Wow, look at that.
Nice work. Nice work.
It would be really interesting to just watch this and progress with the sun coming up on it, right? Just have
That's a Fata Morgana, that, isn't it? Where it's repeated upside down on top of the image.
Yeah. As
You're looking at
a Fata Formosa.
It's crazy looking at it with my, straight on. And then
So when people say about
too.
Fata Morganas, it's only when it's inverted upside down on top of the image that's when it's a Fata Morgana. But you're also getting that diffraction limit. So you're getting two effects there in one go.
I completely agree. Ranty and I had this conversation earlier today before the show about 9 AM and came to exactly the same conclusion. So we could find parts of the image where he had this. Now I'm going to only, if I'm wrong, I don't care. I'm going to call it a atmospheric.
Look at this right here.
And then you've also got the diffraction limit below, right at the bottom limited
There's something
angle.
behind this oil rig going. You see it moving?
Sure. Well, you're still going to have that diffraction limit on that as well because you've got a limit
In front of it.
Oh, it's in front.
The heck?
Trippy.
What is that?
Looks like some kind of a crane. Maybe it's a ship lifter or something like that.
No, it was behind, wasn't it?
No, it's in front.
It looked like
Look,
it was in front.
it's a complete perfect reflection of itself.
It's like a
underneath itself.
bicycle.
Beautiful job. Beautiful footage to look at later in high resolution.
This
Good
is
job.
right.
Good job, bro.
It's an ethereal bicyclist.
Rumpus has excellent explanations as to what all this is in the chat.
Does he?
It's all fractal illusion, baby.
I'm going to go back to the, I don't know if you guys, whatever. I'm going to go back and see those lights.
Very cool. Thank you, Travis. Do you want me to take
Yeah.
the
Alright.
camera off
Amazing.
you?
Is it a boat, that, or?
It may be a lamp on like the front of a boat. Yeah, I think it's a light on top of a boat.
But we definitely saw it go from a very long line, just like Travis's light when he raised and lowered it on the floor of the supermarket. There was a point, because he did it slow enough, that I could pause, where the light split into two, became very long, and then vanished. And I'm going to assert that whatever it is that's producing that light is right on
Nathan,
the
your mic
limitations.
is terrible.
Say again, Eric.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, you're drowning out Nathan. I don't know. But,
So yeah, that it's right on the limit hence you've got this light splitting into two with one below the other. Just like Travis's torch when he was raising and lowering it on the floor of the supermarket. There was a point just before it disappeared where it splits into two, gets elongated, and then vanishes as he goes below the angle where he can't resolve it anymore. And then as he comes up, you see it nice and bright because it's double the size, and then it goes into one little dot and carries on going up as he raises it. Well, I'm going to assert that those two lights that we saw is just one light that's right on that limited angle, and therefore it's split it in half because it's at the diffraction limit, not because of its distance, but because of the angle of the camera. Same applies to this. When he zooms into this oil rig, you can see at the bottom that you've got a mirror image of itself right along that line. So you can see a reflection of itself below itself right at the most limited angle. Here we go. Hopefully he'll zoom in, get it in focus.
This is good timing. The sun's just coming up, so it's probably just a good time, or coming in. So it's good timing.
Oh, Rumpus wants everybody to stand under science.
Rumpus says he's going to have
Don't trust your eyes. Don't trust your mind.
He's going to have a hangout. Oh, boy.
Harder than it looks, especially if you're trying to hold a camera phone whilst doing it. Pressure's on, Travis. 220 people watching you do this. Oh.
You didn't even shave before you did this, Travis.
I wasn't planning on being on screen.
We needed
Thank
some
you very much
background
for
music
sharing
then
that
to
with us.
accompany
I'll
the
look forward
melody.
to seeing it on your
It's
channel,
really,
Travis.
it's really windy. So.
Yep, the windy for the fire is not good.
Nice
I've got a
for the
great
colours.
shot. I got a great shot of this fishing boat right on the horizon. So then the fishing boat is on the horizon, and then I pan, and you've got the oil rigs that are going to be beyond the horizon, right?
It's hard to know till you actually see it published from your P900. Obviously, it'll be a lot clearer than seeing the viewfinder through a camera phone, through a Hangout, off my screen, published through OBS onto YouTube, compressed. I'm sure it'll look beautiful when it gets published, though, Travis.
All right.
Yeah, it's nice to get a taste of it, especially when you can kind of get a more, general idea of the perspective you're dealing with, because you get the nice wide angle from the phone. So, feel free if you want to hack out that bit of the show and, use it in your video.
Okay.
So we've got a big bang to go out on. I'm going to round out this show shortly. No big exciting news, no cliffhangers. I can leave the show on. No, just Travis's background noise.
Maybe you want to take a photo of or a video of the In-N-Out burger for the cliffhanger.
Is that you, Travis? Yeah.
What? I'm sorry.
It's okay. We just had a load of wind at that particular moment. I was asking for somebody to fill the end, so we've got a nice cliffhanger or something interesting to end the show on. The live show, that is.
I don't know. Just showing back again. So now we've got more land there since the sun's come up.
Oh, cool.
Travis, we're not going to get any real picture free.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Not.
You're breaking up.
No, but not.
Very nice. While Travis is showing that, I'm going to plug a couple of different things. So once this show ends, there will be a replay of the first show. So if there's any late risers that didn't catch the first show, the one before this one, go out live, then you can tune in again with a live chat on my second channel, which is Nathan Oakley. There's a link in the info box, and I'll also stick a link right now into the chat so that if you're watching you can go straight to that premiere. There's also the pre-show that's part of that, so it's not just a repeat of the original live show that went out an hour ago. There's also the pre-show, if you want to call it that, that runs alongside, and the in-between bits between these two shows, so that you can hear those as well. Got about 5 minutes left before I round out this show though, so if it ends up being a complete silence fest, then so be it. I'll blame all 10 panel members.
That's what we're here for.
Did you hear what I said, or was Travis blocking it out?
Travis was blocking it out, unfortunately, Warren.
By saying we're not really going to be getting any optical proof whether it's a curve or not, are we? Not with all the atmospherics and distortion and looming and miraging and all that.
No evidence of looming.
Well, any of the atmospheric distortions, you're not going to be able to say, "Oh, look, it's flat," because I can see that. Because someone will say, "Well, it's a mirage," or it's they'll have an excuse for it, won't they?
Well, I was out today, and the weather was pretty cool. It was a case of there didn't seem to be any inferior mirages going on, or nothing. I've got a video up if you wanted to see it, Nath. I know you like the turbines.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
In this video, we don't see any of the turbines cresting the waves. Go figure. This is high tide as well. So this is starting from the far right-hand set of turbines. So I can't go in. There's no other turbines to the right. And I'll just pan across. And what's even more interesting is that the ferry boat, the one that I filmed disappearing as it went from Heysham to the Isle of Man, when you see this boat in a minute, that's essentially in the same area where it disappeared on the last time, except you can see it perfectly clear. It's just that obviously way in the distance, we get a little bit of haze that you can't see any further. But on this, you know, the conditions today were pretty cool. I mean, we don't see any of the turbines cresting the waves today.
Weird, isn't it?
It
must be atmospheric based in some instances. As I say, there's always going to be the limited angle, but you've also got the height of the floor of the sea, if you want to call it that. You know, the top layer raising and lowering, and that's obviously going to increase and decrease the angle at that bottom section.
And yeah, I just thought it was interesting to show a different side of the turbines, because in quite a lot of the footage that I take, you've got the turbines that do seem to crest the waves. It's explained with the compression that we get, but to actually see it when there appeared to be very little atmospheric stuff going on today. I'll just show you that boat again, because this is really cool. I mean, look at that, the clarity of the boat. Doesn't appear to be anything wrong with that in terms of any distortion or anything.
On a good day, is there an average amount of distortion over a certain amount of distance, or is it whatever it is on that day?
I think it's whatever it is on that day. I just watched this video back, and I thought I saw another boat actually. Literally, I'm sure I saw another. Is that it there? Somewhere in this location, might be there. Oh, here it is. There you go. And you can see the hull of the boat there. There's the hull of the boat. There's the top of the boat. It goes down and around, and that is a very long way away. But it's not going over the curve. You can still make all of it out. You can just see it's compressed. If I can get a screenshot of that. But yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. But none of the blades are touching the water today.
All right, so I've just driven up the road a little bit. I've raised my elevation to, it says 20 feet, but it looks a lot bigger than 20 feet. But I'm going to shoot from here. I can totally see now, I can see the islands without any distortion. So I'm just going to set up, and then I'm going to start shooting again.
That might only make it onto the after shows. I'm going to round out in a couple of minutes, Travis, but we'll see how quickly you can get set up and get your camera on. Might just make the end, we'll see.
So it's really going to have to be some sort of physical test rather than an optical test, isn't it? Like that talk the line they're going to be doing.
Is that what it's called? Toe the line?
Talk the line, isn't it?
Talk the line. Okay.
Yeah, without like a fishing wire and they're going over 3 miles or something. And well, put it on the top of the water and then they're pulling it taut. Or it might be taut the line, I don't know. To pulling the wire tight, and then if it goes down, you're on a curve, and if it goes above the water, it's flat.
Yeah, sure. I had it explained by Jaron a couple of months ago.
Yeah, Jaron was going to do it, but there's a bloke in Australia going to do it now, isn't there? Instead.
Oh, okay. That I didn't know.
Yeah, Mike. I think Mike someone.
Like I say, it's new news to me. I knew about the idea of the test, i.e. stretch out a great big long piece of whatever, like fishing wire, and then you pull it taut, and if it goes under the water, then you've got a curved section of water, and if it goes tight and level with the water, then it's level and flat. That's basically the idea. You're on, Travis.
Yeah. So, hold on, I just lost... Okay, so right there... There's an oil rig that I didn't see before that's out to the east farther. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to pan out and then go to the islands. I'm looking at my my viewfinder, and I'm not looking at the camera, so I don't know what you guys are seeing. Oh, there we go. So there's more of the island with no miraging, it looks like. There's a reflection on the viewfinder for you guys. I think you can see me a little bit in the background, so I don't know how clear this is.
You're using your Apple webcam to film it.
I'm on my iPhone in my left hand, and then I'm panning with the camera with my right. You've got a boat right there. There's the oil rig that we saw earlier. I'm gonna go try to hold on. I'm gonna try to go get those 2 lights and see what happens with that. So hold on.
Okay, cool.
Was it Ryan that asked me in the chat whether I could release that video later? Yes, it was. I might put it. Yeah, I think I will actually just stick it up.
You want to plug it, Ranty, and that'll be the last thing.
Yeah, I'll just be putting it up. I do some elevation drops on it. I didn't realize I'd done that. So I showed you the top part, then I do a middle part, then I go right down quite low, and I'll just show you one image before I go. Just bear with me.
Can I plug Flat Earth Early Bird one more time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So yeah, guys, everyone in chat, do check out Flat Earth Early Bird. Starts 1 hour before the debates start, and today it was simultaneously. Every day on my channel, Arwin, come and watch, and perhaps join the panel.
Cool. Are you seeing this, Nath?
Yeah,
you'll like this image because this is your diffraction limit. The boat itself is, I think it's all in that compression zone, so it's all being compressed, but it's obviously being compressed an awful lot more right down at the hull. And look at these waves. I mean, the tiniest little wave will block out almost a story of that building, of that boat, and that's on the video too.
Excellent. And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible, and of course a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you missed the first show, it'll be going out on a premiere in about 2 or 3 minutes time on my second channel, Nathan Oakley, and if you can click the link in the chat or in the info box to subscribe to Nathan Oakley to catch the pre-show and the repeat of the first show. So once more, a massive thank you to all of the debating panel and the live audience. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video, or maybe even the live chat for the premiere of the last show.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Data onto that channel and just do the concise videos on Ranty Flat Earth, do you think that would be better than the way I'm doing it at the moment?
I didn't catch the first bit.
Okay, so if I've got another channel, so it has hardly any subscribers, but if I was to just put the raw footage on that channel and then do all the editing and putting it all together on Ranty Flat Earth, do you think that would be better?
That would be an awesome idea, Ranty.
Ranty Raw channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could just put all the data up there. I could, because when I go out, I film like 6 or 7 videos every day. I mean, I could literally put 6 or 7 videos up every day on the other channel, and everyone will have access to that.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea.
You can make your concise videos, and then you refer at the end. You know, go check on my channel, Ranty Raw or whatever, for the original raw footage. You know. And title him, in relation to whatever concise videos you're doing, and then you title the videos, this is in certain date for this observation, and go to my main channel for the compressed data, compressed explanation or whatever.
Yeah, because I just feel like it might get a bit too cluttered on one channel, because there'll be just videos with me doing some data and stuff, and a lot of people get bored with that. But then they tune in also to see a video that I'll put together. So I might keep them separate and do it that way, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, sorry to interject. Where exactly is the Plain Truth? Where's he filming this? You know, Jim?
Is it in Florida?
No, he's in Ventura County, just near.
I'm in
Santa Barbara.
I'm in Ventura.
Ventura.
Ventura anything to do with Jesse Ventura? I quite like.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with it. He might have borrowed the Ventura from Ventura. Same as Ace Detective.
Ventura Highway.
So those islands
Ventura
you're
Highway.
Santa Cruz.
They're called the
Island?
Channel Islands.
Like San Miguel Island, Santa Rosa Island, Santa Cruz Island.
I don't know.
No.
I think so. Yeah, those are the Channel Islands. I don't know all of their names, but Santa Cruz I do know.
Okay. Yeah.
Lots of military bases down there.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
guys.
couldn't get. Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I just wanted to show you guys something real quick. Tell me what you think. This guy asked me to look at his video. Where are we? Turning Torso or something it's called.
I think that video, they refer me to that video all the time.
Oh, do they? Right, okay. Well, I've been looking at this, and I decided to do some... Can you see what I'm seeing now, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I did, all I've basically done is look at this triangle shape on the right-hand side here, and you can see that it's very consistent in all the images. Forget that the flaws, because that can be explained with Airy's diffraction. The limitation of the camera, the further away we go, we're getting almost down to nothing. But this is still evident in all of these images, yeah? And if I crop this out, and then I do the compression on this, watch this. So if I just compress it straight down, edit, and I'll paste it in now. So there's the original, yeah? So I'm going to push it over to the right-hand side to match up with this, and I'm just going to compress it straight down, right? Just compression.
Yeah.
Wow. That
Looks
is,
almost exactly the same. Yep.
That's just with
Yeah,
compression.
proportions are.
but it's also a bit blurred from side to side, though. So, but
It's
yeah,
further
very
away.
close, very close.
How do you like that? How do you like those cookies?
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Yeah, actually, the top part is the actual size, but then two thirds from the bottom part is the part that's being compressed big time. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just thought because somebody had asked me to look at it, I thought, well, I'll have a look at it, and this is what I came up with. Pretty, the compression. When you've got a clear day, I think that you can see the compression actually in you can measure it, and then you also get the compression that goes hand in hand with the inferior mirage. So when you get an inferior mirage, behind that you've got the compression. Yeah, you've still got the compression going on behind that, but it still also creates an inferior mirage. And then you get other days when you just see the compression without the inferior mirage, and other days you can just see a long way. And I think on this day, it just caught a lot of compression that was going on. Or maybe it's just normal compression. This is what happens over distance.
Because
yeah, things get smaller.
Everything will be viewed eventually within that certain angle where things get compressed, mirage, blurred. Yeah, but the effects, we still have to basically figure out what is the nature of the different type of mirages that we see. Why do we see certain mirages at certain times and other types during other times? Something we still have to figure out.
I need another camera.
What have you got? You got a P900 though, haven't you?
Yeah, but what I mean is I'm shooting stuff, but I want to actually do a time lapse and watch how the sunrise affects because I feel like these oil rigs are compressing. I feel like I'm losing height on them, and so I haven't been on one particular oil rig, but as I pan back and forth, they look smaller than they were before. So if I could have one camera that would just stick on one oil rig, and then my other one I can do around and shoot stills and whatnot. But
cool. Well, I hope you get.
Okay, Blaine, you mail me your P900 now for me, and then buy yourself two cameras. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. That'll work out. That's like paying it forward and getting a twofer.
Right.
So, Jose, if they send you to that video, you can just say, yeah, just compress that first building straight down, and it matches up perfectly.
Yeah, looking at it, I say, hey, it's interesting. I mean, I know there's the Aries diffraction and all these inferior and superior mirages. There's the compression going on. Yeah, but you keep talking about the compression. Just explain it to me. Just give me something in papers. I said, there's no papers. There's videos. There's footage of this compression taking place. It happens. I don't have a concise explanation. It just happens,
Hey, Jose, how far are you from Dallas?
It's maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
You know what people don't realize about Texas is out here in California, if you're going to drive to Dallas, when you get to Texas, you're halfway there.
Yeah, right.
Texas is big.
Yeah, I'm close to Houston. I'm half an hour from Houston right here.
This company's apparently they're doing the testing of this Zenith wave, and it'd be interesting if you could get out there and I don't know, somehow ask, why aren't they incorporating satellites in this thing they're testing out?
Yeah, that will be a fun little assignment that I can probably
There
take
you
care
go,
of. Yeah.
Jose. You could be my on-the-street reporter for Red Hen Radio.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
They'd probably say that it has to do with latency because satellite, they claim that there's lots of latency. So
It'd just be nice to see how they react to the idea of satellites, and if they're apparently what they're working on totally just negates satellite technology.
Yeah, no, and the first thing I'm gonna ask if whoever I get, if I get to the site or somebody that knows about this, and I say, hey, can I record this conversation? If they say yes, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah,
And if they say no, then I'll take notes. You know, I'll take notes. I actually record. I'll record, but keep it in my pocket so I can hear the audio at least.
Yeah, I mean, just look for, they're in Milford, Texas, which is pretty much like, I don't know, looks like maybe an hour south of Dallas, Fort Worth, maybe 45 minutes, an hour. But yeah, Milford, Texas, and it's called Visiv Technologies, V-I-Z-I-V.
Nice. Yeah, thank you, man. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna review my footage from yesterday. I took a bunch of pictures. We went out with the family. My in-laws are here from Puerto Rico visiting, and they live in tomorrow. I took a bunch of pictures of the family. Set my P900 on timer. I took a bunch of photos for them to take as a souvenir, And I took some footage around in the boats and the ferry and all that stuff. So I'll be uploading some goodies later.
Nice.
And with that, I'll take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to all of the backup channel or second channel Nathan Oakley audience who've joined us for this recording about 4 AM UK time or 0400 GMT. So thank you very much if you've joined in the afternoon in Australia or late evening in America. And also a massive thank you to all of the debating panel who made this debate possible. If you hated the show, then be sure to hit the dislike button, but if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley. My kid's desperate to get off to a Spanish lesson. I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!